Welcome to episode 3 of Rogue Ramen Reviews. My name's Redacted, and here I have two flavors of Simply Asia Noodle Bowl. On the left, we have the Spicy Kung Pao, which is rated a spicy, and on the right, we have Sesame Teriyaki, which is rated a mild. Now, the black bowl on the outside of the box isn't actually present with the noodles that are inside of the box, so I'm worried that more than just the black bowl has been falsely advertised, but I've never had Simply Asia, so as usual, I'm very excited to cook these, I'm very excited to eat these, and I'm very excited to rate these. We are going to start with the Spicy Kung Pao and move into the Sesame Teriyaki. Now, here we are in the kitchen, and we're going to get making this Kung Pao Spicy Noodle Bowl. So let's start by taking it out of the box. I've always found these boxes difficult to take the noodles out of. There we go. So I see here we have 2 flavor packets and maybe 2 sauce packets. Yeah. Okay, so we have 2 flavor packets, 2 sauce packets, and a noodle packet. And this is wrapped in stuff. I need scissors. So we have scissors here, and we're going to cut. Perfect. It has been removed. So it says here on the cooking instructions, we need to empty the contents of the noodle and vegetable packets into bowl, and then pour the sauce over the noodles. So if we could just take this off, then I could start that. So it's actually just one really big sauce bowl. We are going to set this bowl aside and start cutting this stuff open. So I see this kind of wrapping in a lot of fancier or better tasting ramens, so I hope that's a good sign. It's really difficult to judge how good a ramen's gonna be before you eat it. Let's put these in. Perfect. Empty vegetable packet into bowl, pour sauce over noodles. Okay. So this is dry vegetables, this is garniture. So dry vegetables. Snip, snip, snip. Very good looking vegetables. Pour the sauce over the noodles. Snip, 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 snip. Ooh, wow. That is a deep red. More of a brownish, actually. Smells good. Alright, let's throw this away. We are going to get 2 tablespoons, and I'm going to have to go off camera for this. So, just pretend I'm still there. Easy. 1. Two. Magnificent. So the next step says we need to microwave on high for 90 minutes. Oh, cover with lid and microwave on high for 90 minutes. So let's microwave it. So the microwave has just beeped. It's time. Ow, that's hot. So the microwave has just beeped, and it's time to garnish this bad boy. With this done from the microwave, we are ready to garnish it. And you know, it looks pretty tasty, but does it taste pretty tasty? I think that's the question we're all after. So, are these like actual peanuts? They don't taste like actual peanuts, but they definitely are. So, I guess it's time to stir.
Hello everyone, this is Future Redacted here, and I just want to say that the footage for this part has mysteriously gone missing. So after I start to stir, I say something along the lines of, "This smells like Annie Chune's sweet chili." So I put up a picture of Annie Chune's sweet chili to demonstrate. But that footage has gone missing, so if you could do your best and just pretend to imagine me stirring and say, "Wow, this smells like Annie Chune's sweet chili. Let's put up a graphic." And then I put up the graphic, and then I go back to me stirring. Thank you for your cooperation, and enjoy the rest of the video.
But yeah, the Annie Chun sweet chili ramen. I've had that one a lot, and it smells quite similar to this. But you know what? That's stirred enough. Let's eat this. So here we are back at the dining table, and we are ready to dig in. It's kind of odd. It's good. It's very good, but it's very odd. Very strange. The sauce really feels more sweet than spicy here. It feels like a sweet hot sauce as opposed to it feels like a spicy sweet sauce as opposed to a sweet hot sauce. So these noodles are actually a lot smaller than expected. Which is unfortunate because I'm really enjoying these. I wouldn't say this is some of the best ramen I've ever had, but this is some of the really goodest ramen I've ever had. As per usual, my opinion shifts halfway through this, and it tastes like a good balance of spice and sweet. Of course, it is more leaning on the sweet side, but I still really like this. I think they did a good job of mixing them out. So, I'm finished here with these spicy kung pao, and next we're going to be moving on to the spicy teriyaki. Now, I am a sucker for spicy things. I love them. I think the spice flavor is one of the best flavors, and a lot of times a bad ramen can be carried by a good spice, like the first naked noodle we tried last episode. But here, the sesame teriyaki is relying entirely on its flavor. So, I hope that the sesame teriyaki can hold up to the spicy kung pao. But before we get into any of that, there's one thing we have to do. I've been to the store recently, and that means we're full on milk. So, cheers. While I'm opening this here, I'd like to say that I'm now realizing that both of these noodles are actually vegan. So, if you're a vegan, then these noodles are for you. Opened. So, obviously, the instructions are the same. Looks like the sauce packet is a bit smaller this time, but maybe that's just me. The noodles are bent more, though. Let's cut it. Snip. And did I not cut it enough? I didn't cut it enough. Snip. That is a much better cut. So, now that we have it cut, we can pull it open from the front and dump this guy in. Oh, it's actually two separate things of noodles in one bowl. Okay. We need to cut the vegetable packet open. Pour the vegetables in. These are a lot lighter colored vegetables. I see a lot of oranges in there. There was a very deep red last time, but just orange. Then we need to snip, snip, snip. Pour that sauce on. Delicious. 1, 2. So now it's time to loosely cover this bad boy and microwave it. If you were wondering why there was such an odd cut between me putting this in the microwave and me sitting here with it finished, it's because my phone was on low battery. I don't want to wait for it to completely recharge after it was dying, and there's no cable in my kitchen. So here we are in my dining room with my extension cord connected to another extension cord connected to the outlet. I'd like to note that it smells bad, but the million-dollar question is, does it taste bad too? Very generic. This is pretty basic for teriyaki. I thought the sesame might give it a little bit of identity, but this is about as down-to-earth teriyaki as you can get. So I'd like to take a second to reiterate on what I meant and what I mean if I say something like average, mediocre, or okay. We here at Robe Ramen Reviews like to believe that excellency is key, and if you don't try your best at everything, then you can't be the best at anything. So, if I say something is just okay, that does not mean it's 5 out of 10. If I say something is average, that's not a 5 out of 10. Average is like a 4 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10. Because if you're on par, then you're not good. If you're on par with everything else, if you're the average, if you're the example, people will use you as the example and try to surpass you. Which is why if you're average, then that's bad. You need to shoot for higher than that. And of course in this context, it's talking about ramen. So, according to all 12 of my loyal fans, I'd like to say that I know the milk drinking bits are your favorite, so I'm going to see if I can put some wacky and uncharacteristic sound effect over me drinking this. Cheers. Here we are at the final verdict, and we are going to start with the sesame teriyaki because that's the one I've had most recently. Now, the sesame teriyaki, as I mentioned prior, is average, and I'm not going to go into massive detail twice about what I mean by that, so we're going to give this a 4 out of 10 and swiftly move on. Now, the spicy kung pao noodles I enjoyed quite thoroughly. Now, these noodles can be a little more tricky than regular noodles to make. For example, if I wanted to cook the cup noodle stir fry, all I need to do is take the lid off, pour some water in, and pour the packets in, because the noodles just come in the bowl. But with these, I'd have to actually unwrap the noodles and put them in too. And of course, having to measure out 2 tablespoons of water can be a little annoying sometimes. But these tasted really good. I like these a lot. I like these better than any of the stir fries. I like these a lot better than any of the naked noodles. So we're going to give this bad boy a 7 out of 10, and that makes it the highest rated ramen we've ever reviewed on the show. Apologies to anyone who thinks this video seems shorter or rushed than my other videos. There's a few reasons for that. The first is I used more cuts when I was cooking things than longer takes, so when I'm hopping from scene to scene to scene, it feels like it's going faster than if I were to just cook it in one go. And 2, I'm occupied for pretty much all of tomorrow, save for a few hours in the morning. I'm occupied all of Sunday and most of Monday. So I have to rush this video tonight, or I won't be able to get one up for at least the whole weekend. Nonetheless, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your support, and goodbye.